morning.
Hello, everybody. Look, there's water behind us again.
Yes, we're now cruising the South Atlantic. It's kind of chilly. Temperature's about 67.
I think it feels good. So
comparative to the 90s and 100s.
That's true.
It does, but just a little different as we're still south of the equator.
Yeah.
And as we move up, we should start warming up a bit.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll change from winter to summer. And
winter to spring, and then to summer.
that's true.
Yeah.
So we got back on the same ship we were on before. So a lot of the crew were, they acted happy to see us. Hello. I got a hug this morning. You're back.
Well, that was from Martini's Bar.
Yeah. They're the ones that know us the best, I suppose. So we've got a few friends that came back with us, so it was good to see them. And but the reason for today's episode is part 2 of
Safari Adventure.
Ferrari Safari time.
Yes, indeed.
It was so much that happened during those 4 short days. Wow.
There was a lot.
4 nights and 2 half days, yes. On safari that, we had to break it up into 2.
4 days and 2 half days.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it was 5, kind of. Yes. So we wanted to start with the lodge.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Lukimbi Lodge. It was all open air, which was wonderful, and I never felt hot.
No, it was timber structured with high ceilings.
Lots of fans.
Thatched roofs, both on our lodge as well as the main lodge.
Right.
But the main lodge had a lot of different areas. They did have a TV room with a TV in it.
Never went there.
A lovely little soaking pool and a larger swimming pool.
Never used them.
No, we did look at them.
They were beautiful. I would have used them. I thought about it, but we just really didn't have time.
You didn't have time. You were always on the go.
And when we weren't on the go,
we were napping.
Yes, because you're up so early. And the staff was just fantastic.
Yes.
Again, we got hugs when we left there too, but they just seemed to be very open and warm.
Yes.
So our lodge did have air conditioning.
Yes.
And it had a beautiful bathroom with a big soaking tub in it and 2 showers.
One indoor.
2 showers.
One was indoor. Where was the other one?
Outdoor. And I used it twice. That was fun. I liked it.
I used it a couple times. It's very secluded, and you have a little balcony there where you look, and it was little compared to the bigger balcony we had.
That's true. We had 2 balconies even.
Yeah.
And one had nice lounge chairs on it, and I spent some time out there.
So did I.
It overlooked a river, like you remember from last time we were showing the elephants that went by. So that was really fun to sit out there. And then after you come home from dinner, you find out your bed is encased in mosquito netting.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
That was
so
nice.
Romantic. Trying to figure out how to get in and out of it was...
That took, I just gave up and picked up the bottom, but it's kind of weighted to hold it down on the floor so little crawlies can't get under it.
Exactly.
But we figured it out, and it's quite comfortable. We only used the AC for a few hours a day.
Exactly.
Because when we got back from morning safari, it was still pretty moderately tempered, but by about 11:30. The heat was building. We had the south facing our deck, so it picked up some heat. And then we left it on till we left for lunch at around 2, turned it off, and we didn't need it at night because it cooled down so
Exactly.
nicely.
And boy, if I could have that room here on the ship. Wow. It had a little sitting area with some comfy couches and chairs, and it was just really charming. I really liked it. There were 9 of them, 9 separate little buildings in a row on our side. We're on the west side. Never really saw the east side.
No.
So it's not particularly very big lodge, I suppose, camp. And then on the last night, we were told when the drums start.
Yes. We're supposed to go into this
Follow the
walled
torches.
enclosure,
Yes.
follow the torches into this enclosure, and there were tables set up and fires burning all around, lighting up the
And we went
interior.
into kind of an enclosed dome, so that was really cool. Then all the staff put on a show, which was really, really wonderful. So I guess I should have asked this. I imagine they're all from the same tribe, natively, and they were doing an indigenous. Now the head lady, her voice,
Yeah.
pretty good.
She was the lead singers, and all the others followed with sort of chanting. But it was a dance where all the women went out in front of the guys looking for potential mates.
Yes.
And
They would kick their legs up, and I think
their legs
yeah,
up.
some of them got their legs up over their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty impressive. They even tried to get some people from the audience to try. I was just like not picking eye contact. Not me, not me.
We're not the droids you're
No,
looking for.
no.
It had this look of a scene out of Star Wars.
It did. Tatooine, right? Kind of,
Tatooine,
yeah. That was the thrilling part of the lodge. And of course we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the big open
Well, we had
space.
an outdoor barbie that night too.
Yes. So
A lot
that
of
night was
traditional meats.
yeah. So and one night you had kudu,
I had
which is a
kudu.
big antelope. We actually saw one. I think we have a picture of a kudu, a quickie.
Quickie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then an awful lot of impala, which are our equivalent, their equivalent of deer,
Yeah.
but a little tastier, not as gamey.
The food was 5-star. It was fantastic. The breakfast was wonderful, everything. And then most of the time you had a selection of what you wanted. You chose the meal before, so they had it ready. Their chef was very good.
Yes.
And we got to meet her the night of the show. Young lady. I told her she's very gifted. She's working very hard. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the lodge. So I guess we should talk about the other animals that we
Hunting?
saw. Hunting. We never went hunting.
We
I
were looking
suppose.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think last time we talked about the big five,
Yes.
and we
And
had
cheetahs,
seen
yes.
them,
Mm-hmm.
but we had opportunities to see 2 other.
Yes. But we saw lots of giraffes. Almost to the point where the guy's like, yeah, giraffes. I find giraffes very interesting. And then we did see one that was really dark colored compared to the others. Do you remember him? He was a dominant male, though not particularly old, I think.
No, but he was still big. He
Yeah.
was thick too.
He was thick, absolutely. And then zebras, we saw a lot of zebras. Again, to the point of another zebra.
Another zebra.
ABC. But they were fun to watch move as a group. And you got one picture
Yeah.
of 3 zebras. That was,
I had to work hard to get him to line up.
I
for
know,
me.
yeah.
But
But
they-
like, a little more.
They listened well to directions, so I got it staged perfectly.
Exactly. I'm just referring to our notes here. So,
We saw a couple more rhinos.
oh, yeah. And jackals. We saw some jackals. And warthogs.
Yes.
I thought the warthogs were pretty cool. So they have
They're
the
so
tusks.
ugly, they're cute,
They have the tusks. And then they have the warts on the side of their heads, right?
which are protected to help
Yes.
fend off attacks by other tusks.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
their eyes are very well
yeah.
orderly.
And they make the same sounds. Yeah, exactly. We saw some ostriches, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
Evidently, they're pretty rare in this part of Kruger. But
We saw a few.
yeah, we saw some monkeys.
Yes.
a little bit. They were cute.
They were small. I don't know what kind they were, but they weren't overly big.
We stopped for a coffee break one morning, and there was a tree full of monkeys. And they were coming down hoping we would share some of our breakfast with them. But
Or drop it.
yeah.
They weren't aggressive.
Yeah. You're told very expressly
Not to.
to share food with any of the animals. It makes them aggressive, and it could lead to their death. So.
And we saw Cape buffalo, which we may have mistakenly been calling water buffalo.
Well, for Big Five purposes,
Yeah.
we're going to call it a water buffalo. Now, we did see some hyenas, too. And they're so ugly, but they really are beautiful. Their coats are spotted like a leopard. And we got a little lesson. We'll talk more about that, but they eat so many bones that their
Their
spore is white.
Oh, they have the most powerful jaws of any of the African creatures. And we heard one eating at night, and you could hear it just biting through the bones in the carcass. Wasn't picking meat off of it, he was just chomping the whole thing and going at it.
I like the hyenas. So I guess we could talk about our first drop.
Yeah, so what we had been talking about were day trips. Now we have 2 night trips to talk about.
One day, one night. Well,
Okay.
I guess they were both nights.
Both nights.
Okay. Well, the first one of the other teams from our lodge had found a leopard in a tree. So we Ferrari safaried over there, and we got to them. And she started coming down from the tree, and we found her kill in the bush. So it was a impala, and they said, "This is so strange. Why didn't she pull it up into the tree?" Because that's normally what leopards do. They pull their kill up into the tree so that they don't have to fend off their predators from their kill. Well, we discovered why she was in the tree and her kill was not.
She ran into a hyena that had stolen her kill and had drugged it further from the tree. So she was going back down. She must have seen that the hyena was gone. She went back down to get the kill.
But the hyena was right there.
The hyena was watching.
Yeah. So we're watching the cat, watching her kill, and we could hear the hyena chomping really loud because he's cracking through bones. And then all of a sudden we see her bounce. And I'm like, what just happened? What was that? And the guide said, well, she's watching for her opportunity to scare off the hyena. And it did, it worked. So she got in on her kill, and then our Jeep's lights are straight on the leopard eating her kill, which was probably keeping the hyena away.
Exactly.
Though in the background, and I don't think I got a picture of this, I could see his eyes. It was straight out of The Lion King. It was amazing. So we watched her for a little while. She got a fair amount of food in her belly. And then the guide said, well, we should go because we don't want to upset the balance.
We're messing with what's supposed to happen.
Exactly. You feel like the leopard should get the upper hand, but the hyena has a job too. And he has no less right to live than the beautiful leopard.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we left them. And we don't know how it ended, but I'm sure the hyena got some.
Well, let's hope it went around well.
Exactly. And, or maybe the leopard had the chance to drag her tail up to the tree.
We couldn't find either of them the next morning.
No, we did go back. So, yeah. And we also went back looking for the cheetahs again, but we never saw them again. They must have moved on. Yeah. So our other drama was the other animal that we saw that was, and we actually ended up seeing them twice, which was beyond thrilling. So, remember our guide said 1% of visitors get to see cheetahs. I wonder what the percentage is that get to see cheetahs, and
It's about the same because each population is roughly 300.
but you got that Venn diagram of people that saw both. So we saw wild dogs. Now these are not feral dogs.
Feral dogs.
These are wild from
Forever. They're
through their evolution.
Descendant of wolves.
Okay.
And are indigenous to the area.
Mm-hmm.
And
Highly endangered.
highly endangered because of the shrinking population.
Yes. Probably.
And
yeah.
so they track the dogs. A couple of them had collars.
Mm-hmm.
And the Park Service had an antenna and was trying to hone in on where the dog was because they tried to tranquilize them and get DNA from them and check and see how the population diversity is doing and making sure they're disease-free and healthy.
Yes. And just like Marlon Perkins.
Just like Marlon Perkins.
He's holding that. Jim, I'm sure, is the one that's holding the
antenna.
The telemetry thing. Yes.
But the dogs were lean. They really were striking looking. Their coats were a mixture of spots, stripes, and then a patchwork.
And their
of
ears
browns
were
and gold.
huge.
They had ears shaped like a German Shepherd, but compared to the body size, they were oversized.
I thought they were bigger.
Yes, and they are the most efficient hunters of all the predators in the park. They
Mm-hmm.
have a success rate for kills of like 60-some%, where the
Because-
lions
yeah.
and leopards and such are down around under 40%. So these dogs are very intelligent. They work together as a team,
Mhm. Very much a pack.
very much pack.
They
So we saw 4.
now the reason we saw them. Evidently, our guides were
Oh yes.
tuned into these folks from a university that was studying them. So they found out what was happening. They said we're gonna try and help them.
Well, they asked if we wanted to go participate in this because the park had been successful. We could have seen the tranquilizing
Mhm.
and all the medical tests being done, then watch them revive the dog and
Mhm.
put a new battery in the collar and send them on their way. And we said, hell yeah, that would be fun.
I don't need to see anything else. Let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So our tracker, Stranger, he gets up on the front of the car and he does the dog call.
The dog call. And he had 2 different call. One was just like looking for people.
Uh-huh.
Then the other one he could mimic that he had a kill. And so he started doing, he had his kill call, and the rangers heard it, they came running. The hyenas heard it, and the
Yes.
next thing we know behind us, here come 2 hyenas down each side of our truck,
I think there's a hyena.
all looking for the kill that these dogs had.
They were that was the closest we ever got to hyenas,
Yeah.
was with the dog adventure. So eventually, out right in front of us on the road is a wild dog. Just there he is. So they're trying to get in touch with the university guys, and they're right in front of us. And then before you know it, we see a couple more, and
the
they're
3
trying to
of
figure
them.
out what's going
Yeah.
on. Where's this other
Where's
dog?
this kill? Who's
Yeah.
calling us? And it was funny because we saw 3 that night, and
Yes.
this morning there was 4.
Yes, exactly. So the fellows from the university were not able to get close enough to
They were
train
too
him.
slow.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Just like you're looking at that.
Yes.
It's just a
bobble.
little too low, so I was trying to keep
See.
it shot. Yes.
We're not PG anymore.
Thrilling. It was absolutely thrilling watching these dogs, and then we got to watch them run off. And there was at one point where they were kind of greeting each other and having fun and jumping, and I'm like, oh, that's very much dog behavior,
It is.
know.
Yeah.
it was totally fascinating.
But the other fascinating was, unlike shepherds that are known for bad hips dysplasia, and not very endurance-wise, these dogs are the ultra-endurance animals of the area there. And the four of them got in a line and just set a little pace where they were moving. The guy said, yeah, they can go 50 kilometers like that. And what they do is once they get their kill, the pack surrounds them and keeps them on track, and they run them down till the other animal just collapses, exhausted. And then they move in for the kill.
Yeah.
But boy, I was thinking that'd be a fun dog to have to go with you on a 50-kilometer run.
Yeah.
Quinn and Abby was only good for about 5 or 6 miles, and they were done.
They're wild dogs here. They'll eat you as soon as you fall asleep.
You find a little one.
Raise it as a puppy.
Raise it as a pup.
Oh, no. So, yes, there's not very many wild dogs. We were just beyond thrilled to get to see them and the cheetahs. And our guide just said, you are the luckiest people. And, to see the hippo yawn and to see the elephant shake the tree. I mean, yeah. Good, clean living. That's what I told him.
It was quite the adventure.
Now, we also saw quite a few birds, and they were beautiful, especially that velvet-breasted one. I think I'll put the name of the bird up there. He was really beautiful. A lot of hornbills were in the area. It was very unique. Now,
it was hard to photograph birds, though.
Exactly. Was that an eagle?
No.
That was a gull.
A gull.
Oh, it looked kind of eagle-y.
We're on the port side now, so we're facing out to the ocean. The starboard probably has a view of the coast of Africa.
Yeah.
On the other side of the boat.
Going by us. Yeah. A common bird was the starling. Now, we have starlings at home. They're so boring until there's 10,000 of them and they start murmuring. Well, these birds really didn't gather like that. But
small.
Boy, were they gorgeous. They were iridescent blue.
And from a light, some of them had almost like a paint strip from a light color to a very deep royal blue.
Yeah.
And
their eyes, bright red.
And when they opened their wings, the wings just shone in the sunlight.
You'd see them go by and just, I said to the guide, those are gorgeous. How are you not going crazy every time you see one of those? It's like, they're starlings.
Yeah, I got some interesting bird pictures, but the problem was it was at sunset, so all of them are silhouetted for the most part, but they're very nice. Photos came out nice, and if you were a good birder, you could probably just tell by the shape of the head. Now, the eagle was pretty easy to pick out.
Yes.
The golden eagle.
Yes. And, our guides were very good about showing birds as well as, the big animals. So, and remember that one time we saw the jackal and he was being chased by the birds? That was, evidently he was close to something that they didn't want him.
Close to their nesting.
And they were dive bombing him. It was kind of exciting.
We might have a photo of that.
Yeah. A little video too.
Yeah.
Making sure we didn't miss anything.
There's
vultures. We saw some vultures.
Is that the kudu?
Yeah,
that is.
I'll get that picture up. Big hawk.
Ostrich. Yeah.
Oh, we saw a tortoise.
We did. A land tortoise. Leopard.
Leopard tortoise on the side of the road.
And he was spotted with little golden spots like a leopard.
He wasn't moving, though, too much.
He was slow.
He was very slow.
The ubiquitous Egyptian geese.
And a stork.
A
really beautiful stork we saw. Monkeys. Water bucks.
Water bucks. Bucks? Bucks.
I think it was bucks.
Okay.
Though it might have been buck. Because the spring buck is the
I think it's the one animal we never saw was the springbok.
We never saw. Well, not there. I think we saw him on the side of the road.
Yes, when we were driving in and out of the park.
Exactly. I guess that's everything we saw. So blah blah blah. I know we're gushing. It was wonderful. I would go back in a New York minute. All told, I thought it was good value for the money we paid.
Well, the whole 12 days was the value.
It was. It included all our night stay, all our meals while at the safari,
All our breakfasts.
every
The
breakfast,
2 hotels.
the airfare to and from Kruger, every transport from the boat back to the boat, to the airport, back to the airport, out to the wine, all our tour guides. It was
6,000 a person.
no, we altogether it was about 11,000. So yeah, pretty
About
close.
6,000.
For 12 days.
Time we tipped and all.
Exactly.
Or 1,000 a day for the 2 of us.
Yeah.
It's almost math.
I thought it was a great value. I would do it again. I would probably tweak it a little bit, maybe a little less time in Cape Town. I mean, so you could do it for a little bit shorter time. It would have been nice to have some time at the lodge where we could just
Yes.
relax.
That's what we
enjoy.
were thinking about exploring, would be after 4 hunts, so that's up at 5:30 in the morning,
Twice.
out till night.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a day down where you could sit on the decks, enjoy the pool,
Mhm.
and just watch the animals in the stream
Mhm.
that might come by.
Mm-hmm.
And then hit another 2 days for the hunt,
Yeah.
and then maybe a day to relax before
Mhm.
packing out. It
Yeah.
just really depends on
What
how many
you-
days you want to go looking for animals.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we ended up with eight excursions looking for animals,
Yes.
and that was a lot in 4 days. 2 halves.
It was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we saw everything there was to see, I felt like. No aardvarks.
No aardvarks. What else did we see?
I
No
can't
road
think.
runners, Tasmanian devils.
I don't know. There were some little birds that were in front of the van. They would just run, and they wouldn't take off. I'm like, these stupid birds.
That's what the driver said.
They're trying
Said
to.
they're not too smart.
They're going to outrun the truck? No. Well, I guess we go on and on, but we'll let it go. Today's postcard will go to, we've got some repeats because people are asking
Oh,
for
yes,
more postcards. So our young fans that live in North Carolina, Macy and
Taylor.
Taylor, we got a nice postcard coming to you guys. I hope you got the one with the Komodo dragons. I haven't heard. I think you did. I don't remember. So yeah, we need to know. If you want a postcard, please ask. Try and send one every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
All right, folks.
We'll see you soon. We got 3 sea days now, and we need to catch up on Namibia, which
Yes.
is fabulous. That'll be coming out soon as well. So
In the Skeleton Coast.
very fun. All right. Hey, I gotta go. It's time for my bridge lesson.
All righty.
So I see you. Bye.